great night of kickboxing. 9 bouts coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got the best ringside seats in the house. Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to box and kickbox? We've talked that talk, but can you walk that walk? Sheer will, sheer skill. And now it's time to face the music. You've seen the rest. Now let's get ready for ultimate kickboxing's best. Power to the people of Keilor. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Grab your seats, no smoking. We're coming up for bout number 1 on an action-packed night of ultimate kickboxing.
There you go, here.
Heavy metal music is my business, and kickboxing. Here we go with a great night of action-packed ultimate fight nights at Keilor Stadium, the famous Keilor Stadium on this Sunday night. Another night in your city. Ladies and gentlemen, our first bout is in the light middleweight division. Would you welcome on my left, occupying the blue corner, fresh back from a training mission in Thailand, Bryce Birtwhistle with Michael Burke. Ladies and gentlemen, last night at weigh-in, scaling 70.85 kilograms, wearing Muay Thai trunks of red, blue, gold, black, multi-colored trunks, Paul Inglease from across town in Box Hill. And ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, with the team ultimate, John Sheeder, fresh back from a very smart wedding last night with his young prospect. Last time out, a big winner on a big show at Michael Vukovic Springvale, scaling 69.80 kilograms, wearing green, gold, and black, Leonardo, Cocopardo. Your judges at ringside, Matthew Thine, Dave Hedgecock, and your third judge, Graham Waddell. Ignatius Iggy, miscellaneous to give referees instructions.
As I explained in the change room, keep it clean and obey my commands at all times. Shake hands now at the beginning of the last round. Good luck.
Last minute instructions there from referee Ignatius Michelanis. We're about to get underway, folks, in the first of our ultimate fight night fights. It'll be Leonardo Cocopardo out of the red corner from the Johnny Sheeder stables in Sunshine against Paul Glazy from the Bryce Birtwhistle stables in the eastern suburbs. I'm Michael Chavallo, and with me, of course, as always, my verbal sparring partner, the former Australian Cruiserweight Muay Thai champion, Mark the Hammer Castanini. Good evening, Hammer.
Good evening, Michael, and the boys are certainly getting it on early in the first round. Pauline Glazy, trained by Bryce Birtwistle in the black with the white riding.
Well, we're looking forward to a huge night of action tonight, folks. Of course, last time out at Keilor Basketball Stadium, Ultimate Promotions, a cracker of a night it was when Nick Carra fought Michael Burke on the main event. Tonight, Nick Carra, the man they call Special K, is back in action against Rueben James from New Zealand. We've got about 10 or 11 fights on the card. It should be a cracker. Good leg kick there from Inglease. Nice uppercut from Inglease. Cocopardo forced to cover up early.
Glazy is certainly loading up with those leg kicks. He's picking that inside thigh really well.
Inglease connecting with a nice short right hook there.
He is obviously a southpaw, so he's going to be working that left hand well.
Good step up front kick off the lead leg there from Cocopardo. Comes in with the right hand, didn't quite find the target. Backs Inglease into the neutral corner now. And referee Ignatius Michelin is just separating both men. This one, of course, scheduled for 3x2. Nice left hook there from Inglease against the ropes. Cocopardo unleashes a couple of body shots and a leg kick. Good inside leg kick there from Inglease, followed by the left hand.
Well, he's working that rear leg well, and it's always chopping that lead leg of Leonardo. Leonardo wants to just be wary of that one. He's got to start checking that kick. It's taken his balance, and it's certainly tenderising the inside of his thigh. That's smart fighting from Inglease.
A bevy of leg kicks so far in this fight. They tie up in the centre of the ring. Cocopardo about to launch that big right hand, then thought twice about it. Drops the right hand down to the breadbasket, and Glazy goes for the inside leg kick. Nice front kick there from Cocopardo, using that weapon very well in his fight so far, Hammer.
He's using the front kick well. Leonardo is putting it together okay, but he just seems a little outpowered. Inglease just probably a little too strong for him in that round anyway. I give that round to Inglease. Really started to work his inside thigh kick well. Brought the hands over quite tightly. He needs to let him go. He's still a little bit stiff in his movement. He's got to be a little more relaxed in his hands, Inglease. And Leonardo Kapado in turn is taking a little bit of time to find his form, but he'll certainly open up a little more in the second round. You can bet on that.
We're about to rumble in the second round of action. The Sicilian Leonardo Cocopardo against Paul Inglease. It's the eastern suburbs versus the western suburbs. A good way to kick off our night of action. And Cocopardo's opened up strongly, then walks into a left hand. They are going hell for leather here early on in the second stanza. Continuing that momentum, they set that cracking pace in the first round of action. Outside leg kick there from Inglease and another, just chopping away the lead thigh of Cocopardo. Cocopardo just missing with a front kick, then walked into a right uppercut. Another one from Inglease. Inside leg kick there from Inglease.
Well, Inglease's putting it together well. His uppercut and his hooks are coming in nice and sharp.
Hammer, we usually see Inglease, he's looked very stiff and robotic in a lot of his fights, but tonight looking a lot more relaxed and really putting together well.
He's improving with each fight, Inglease, and that's a testament to the work that Bryce has put in there.
Bryce Birtwistle just returning from Thailand. You can see Paul Inglease wearing the Sitchatong Thailand shorts. Inside leg kick there from Inglease, then goes to the outside left thigh.
Cocopardo is also, as I predicted, is coming good in the second round. He's starting to really fire up after the words from Johnny Skeeter, the ultimate corner, giving Leonardo some sound advice. But, he's just being out-muscled at the moment by Inglease.
They're really slugging it out, folks, here in the second round of action. 1 minute 10 down. Cocopardo just backs off, looking for the dummy right hand. Inglease with a big right uppercut, just rocking the chin back of Cocopardo. Cocopardo, the overhand right one, have rocked him here in the neutral corner. Outside leg kick there from Inglease.
Inglease carrying his hands too low. He's got to get his gloves up around his head. It's a little higher.
Another great crowd on hand here at the Keilor Basketball Stadium as Leonardo Cocopardo launches the big thumping right hand again.
Well, this one's turned into absolute war. The boys letting it all go, Michael.
What a great fight to open up our night of action, brought to you by Ultimate Promotions, Paul Demicoli and Johnny Sheeter. This is their 24th promotion, Hammer, in only 6 years.
Well, quality promotions always from the Ultimate team.
Well, into the second round of action. I like what I'm seeing, Hammer. We're going to be in for a great night of thrills and spills. How do you see it so far?
Leonardo certainly came back in that round a little more. That round evened out. I'd give the first round to Inglease. The second round I'd call it almost a draw. and it's all going to come down to the last round, I take it. But geez, what a quality matchup. Ultimate Promotions putting it on again, and if this first fight's any indication, we're in for a great night of action.
We're ready to roll into the third and final round of action. It's still there for the taking, this one. Leonardo, Cocopardo and Inglease again, coming out like two bulls out of a gate.
Well, Inglease has started right on it. He knows he's got to peg him back. The advice from Bryce probably was to not give him any breathing space, just jump on him straight away. And Inglease is improving with each fight. He's coming along very nicely.
You hear the crowd there just rally behind the solid left hook of Leonardo, Cocopardo. Both men staying busy here in the third and final round. 30 seconds in.
Tell you what, Leonardo's looking in good shape though. He's also obviously putting a lot of work down at the gym down there at the Sunshine Youth Police gym.
Solid left hand there from Inglease, the southpaw. Jen wades in with an uppercut off the left. Ignatius Michelanus is breaking up both men yet again. It's been a good clean fight so far. Overhand right there by Cocopardo and a short left. Goes for the sweeping inside leg kick, outside left leg there from Inglease, then goes for the inside left. Inglease just sucking in the air, storms forward yet again. Cocopardo just wary of him, just dancing backwards. Nice solid right hand, left combination there from Inglease. He's rocked him now. He's rocked him in the third round of action. They tie up over against the ropes. Good combination it was from Inglease, and they really rocked him there.
Well, it certainly was.
Inglease looking the goods here tonight in the third round, folks. It's been a solid one so far. Cocopardo, the Sicilian warrior, keeps moving forward. Stings him there with a snappy hook.
Again with the inside thigh kick. That left leg of Inglease is really doing some damage to the inside thigh of Cocopardo. And again with the outside thigh kick, Inglease is working his legs well. He's very sharp in the leg department. So he's just got to relax a little bit more with his hands, let him go. Be a little bit balanced up, but Inglease putting it together. He's coming along strongly in the last round.
Beautiful inside.
Nicely timed front kick, inside thigh, and then front kick from Inglease.
Into the dying seconds of this fight, folks. It's been a cracker to start our night of action. Solid final round here from Inglease as he winds up another big uppercut. There it is into the third and final. Hannah, how do you see it?
Well, what an absolutely awesome battle. Very, very evenly matched fight. I'd have to say Inglease probably just a little too strong for Leonardo. And Inglease's improved in leaps and bounds, that's for sure. But what a fine effort also from Leonardo, and great effort from both these boys, and a testament to both of their trainers. They're both well prepared, relative novice fighters, both of them, but they put it together very well, and very, very tough customers, both of them.
Welcome, Mr. Bill Hartland, the ringside, good evening to you all. Okay, so we're going to give a magnificent Max pack. It says Max 112/56 Smith Road at Springvale, for each fighter, and a lovely ingot and a silver or bronze medallion. In keeping with the Olympic Games. On behalf of one of our great corporate sponsors, D-Tarp Services, phone 9310-2777. Thank you very much for their support. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the scorecards and we have a unanimous decision. Judge Dave Hitchcock, 28-30. Graham Waddell, the same card, 28-30. Matt Tyne, 27-30. All for the winner from the blue corner, Inglease. Congratulations, Paul. Come on, give Leonardo a big round of applause. Great battle there, a great match to start the show rolling. You're right. Okay, come. Paul, just a quick word. Congratulations there. That's your best performance by my book.
Yeah, well, I've been training hard the last 2 weeks. Took a week off. Basically, I think my fitness was right up. Ross agreed with that. I'd like to thank Darren and Nick Bird in the corner and Bryce, of course, and Clint's Martial Arts in Heathmont for letting me train.
Well done. Congratulations, Paul. Well done. Bit of music and we'll be back with bout number 2. Okay, touring Australia next February, ACDC. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 rounds of kickboxing. We step up to the cruiserweight division. Would you welcome on my right, occupying the red corner, with Simon Fennick and Paul Taylor from Werribee. The team Werribee, skinning 88.15 kilograms, wearing Muay Thai trunks of gold with red stars. Would you welcome John Palmer. John Palmer. And across the ring occupied the blue corner from the Dandy Fight Centre, John Dudas, combining boxing, kickboxing, scaling 85.35 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, in this 3-round cruiserweight contest, wearing lurid gold trunks with a touch of black, would you welcome Clint Eastwood Little. Clint Little in the blue corner. Your referee in charge, fresh from Sydney town and Southport, Queensland, Dave Hitchcock.
Okay guys, you both know the rules, this is what I call. Has to knock and get the first into the corner. Fast from that one, look and this is what I say about the rules.
Last minute instructions there from the living legend Dave Hedgecock. We're all in readiness for our second fight on tonight's Ultimate Fight Night, brought to you by Ultimate Promotions. John Cheater and Paul Dimacoli put together another fantastic show. We'll see Johnny Palmer out of the red corner, Ivan Ruffo and Simon Fennick in his corner, one of the Hammer's old slug partners, up against Clint Little from the Johnny Dunas stables.
Simon Fennick, that brings back some memories.
Does your nose still hurt when you think about that fight, Hammer?
My nose still remembers that.
Still throbs.
I think I've still got a touch of the headache from it.
Snappy right hand there from Clint Little.
Well, Clint Little, we saw him on the last Ultimate Promotion against a much bigger opponent, and he did very, very well. It was a heavyweight bout, I think, but he's trimmed up a little more, Clint Little. He's a tough customer. He'll take a bit of a beating and come back from it. And John Palmer from the Ruffo stable, you can bet that his hands will be nice and tidy. And this is going to be another very well matched up fight.
Both men just a tentative opening. Clint Little in the gold trunks and Johnny Palmer in the black trunks. Inside leg kick there from Little, just missing the target.
He's been tagged fairly heavily in the face, Clint Little. You can see he's already a bit red around the nose area. One of those overhand rights might have rolled in and tagged him.
Straight right hand there from Palmer. They tie up over in the ropes. Nice left hook round kick combination there from Little, and a gut munching front kick. They slug it out in the corner here in the neutral corner. High left round kick from Little.
Well, neither man taking a step backwards, letting it all go.
Following on really from that first fight, what a cracker it was. Cocopardo and Inglease, and now the momentum continues here in the second fight. And stay with it, folks, because coming up later on tonight, we've got Roy Heronus, Evan Themelakis, Parry Nicolau, and Tony Militak, and of course Special K Nick Carra fighting for the Australian title. But at the moment it's John Palmer and Clint Little in action. Little just dancing on the balls with his feet, goes to the inside leg kick, left hand combination. They tie up in the neutral corner. Good solid uppercut there off the left from Clint Little.
He's very tough, Clint Little. He just keeps on coming. You can tag him and he shakes it off and comes back even stronger.
End of the first round of action, Hannah. A good even one I see so far.
That was a pretty even one. Johnny Palmer started well at the start of that round, and towards the end of it, Clint Little coming back. Little got tagged early in the first round, but he slowly pegged Palmer back in the end of the first round, so I'll give it an even first round. And, as always, Ultimate Promotions, they're really matching their fights up very, very evenly indeed.
This is John Palmer with black predominantly, red corner. Clint Eastwood Little coming out of the blue corner.
We're about to roll in the second round of action. It'll be Johnny Palmer out of the red corner, Clint Little out of the blue corner.
Well, this is where it gets real interesting after the instructions from the corners. The first round is often the fighters are left up to their own devices, but after the break at the end of the first round, the corners have already had a bit of a look at what's going on, and they'll word their fighter up and tell them what to do and what not to do. And as we get sprayed from the sweat of the brow of Johnny Palmer, the boys go at it once again, but that's generally when the fights get interesting is often after the second round, because they're told the opponent's weaknesses, which often as a fighter you can't see, but your corner can. They're sitting out there and they're having a look whether they're dropping their hands or they're open for a front kick, etc. So the second round is when it usually heats up.
Comments from the former Australian Cruiserweight Muay Thai champion Mark the Hammer Castanini. Ringside with myself, Michael Chavello, here at the Keilor Basketball Stadium. And what a fabulous night of action brought to you by Ultimate Promotions. Clint Little and Johnny Palmer at the moment. Again, still the filling out here in the second round. Inside leg kick there from Little, then follows with a straight left. Looked for the front kick, didn't quite find it. Palmer turns him around in the blue corner. Little just throws him off. A lot of power being traded here by both men. 1 minute 20 down into the second round. This one's scheduled for 3.
Well, Clint Little, he moves very well. He's always light on his feet, bounces around, never really gets flat-footed, and makes it very hard for his opponent to nail him cleanly because he's not flat-footed. He's always on the move. It's obviously a lot harder to hit a moving target, Michael, than it is someone who just stands there plumb for a shot. But John Palmer, he's no slouch either. He's also moving quite fluently. He's been well prepared by Ivan Ruffo, and no doubt he's done a few rounds with Simon Fennick down there, so they'd be hard rounds indeed. And he's also looking the goods as well.
Both men just moving around the centre of the ring into the second round of action. Another even one, Hammond. Not much in this fight at all.
Not much at all. This one's very close. Clint Little started that round probably a little harder. Johnny Palmer maybe slowed a little in that the second round, but nothing in this one. It's very, very tight.
Jack Collins, sports store ace from Nicholson Street, Footscray for many years, and last seen king of footy at Chirnside Park. Also a man steeped in harness racing tradition. Billy Martin, not Dean Martin, but Billy Martin. Welcome to you. Thank you so much.
We're ready to rock into the third and final round of action. John Palmer out of the red corner, Clint Little out of the blue corner. It's been an even one so far on our unofficial scorecards. The hammer can't separate them, and neither can I. Referee Dave Hitchcock gets us underway.
Well, this is another one that is going to come down to this, the final round. Both fighters, I believe, know that, and they're really going to have to bring it home strongly to get the judge's nod.
Inside leg kick there from Clint Little. Leaping hook there from Palmer. Copped an inside leg kick to his lead thigh, that reddened lead thigh. Clint Little's gone to work on it so far for 2 rounds and continuing here in the third. A clash of leg kicks, that would have hurt, and the one off the opposite side of the legs.
John Palmer wants to keep his hands up a little higher. He's dropping his guard dangerously low, which is leaving his face totally exposed to a big headshot. He's got to have his guard up a bit higher. But I suppose the fatigue is starting to set in, and those arms, they get a little heavy in the later stages of your third and fourth rounds.
Both men trading a lot of inside leg kicks so far in this fight.
Nicely timed jab there from Palmer. He worked in well. Clint Little, obviously, being the southpaws, given Palmer a little bit of confusion, I suppose. They're always hard to fight, the lefties. And Clint Little is no exception to the rule. And add into that he's a fairly tough and composed fighter. You've got a very hard package to manage.
Straight right hand there from Palmer, inside leg check there from Clint Little. Little comes firing up the straight left hand and charges across the ring. Palmer just getting under the left hand, fires an inside leg kick. Clint Little now turning on the adrenaline, only 20 seconds to go.
Well, it's very reminiscent of Little's last fight, where he really stormed home strongly.
High left round kick to the ribs there from Clint Little. He's finishing it up like a house on fire. Johnny Palmer has been rocked here in the third and final round.
That count right there that Dave Hedgecock's putting on Palmer, I think that's the one that's going to cost him the fight.
This will win it, yes indeed, for Clint Little. There it is into the third and final round of action. We go to the judges' meet. I ask you, who's got this one in the bag?
I'd have to just say Clint Little probably just pipping Johnny Palmer on the post. What a shame for him. It was going to be a tight one from there. I was almost going to call that one a draw. Put the count down, and Clint Little finishing very strongly. And what a great fight from both of these guys, and another great matchup from Ultimate Promotions.
2001, come to Thailand on the 5th trip, Luay Muay Thai trip. 2 nights in Bangkok, 6 nights in Pattaya Beach, breakfast in Pattaya. Couples welcome, only 10 places. Lumpini Stadium is part of the Ultimate Thailand Kickboxing Tour.
Hey, you go, man.
Come to the ring. Okay, after 3 rounds of explosive kickboxing, we get the scorecards. Unanimous decision. Judges Miscellaneous and Retel gave it 26-30. Judgment time at 28-30. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, from the blue corner, Clint Little. Okay, come on, give Clint Eastwood Little, and his opponent, John Palmer, who made a big debut. It says a lot about a young man stepping in the ring for the first time. With Mr. Bob Jones, the godfather of kickboxing, the pioneer, former Commonwealth welterweight champion. A big warm up for Frank Lanciano. Good evening to you, Frank. The studious man of kickboxing. Beloved Graham Burton, the Teen Village Roadshow, all the great movies. Well, what a controversial 12 months you've had, Graham. Welcome along tonight during the Spring Racing Carnival. What a great time it is in Melbourne town. And next Sunday this time, it'll be the wash-up of the 500cc motorcycle championship at Phillip Island. Okay, we go 3 rounds of kickboxing in the middleweight division. Your referee centering the man in total black, Mr. Bryce Birtwhistle. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome on my left, occupying the blue corner with Tim Miltos, Dan the Man Prester, Colin Vukovic and Papa Michael J. Fox, the new father, Michael Vukovic. This young man has a magnificent Koori Indigenous background. I talked to him last night. His uncle, Robin Thorpe, a leader of Koori Indigenous people in Australia, former top-line boxer, and Alan Thorpe, former Carlton, Sydney Swans and Fitzroy footballer. Tonight, wearing the Koori colours very proudly, ladies and gentlemen, 19 years of age, from North Dandenong, scaling 72.20 kilograms, black and gold, Henry Thorpe. Henry Thorpe in the blue corner. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, with all the team, Tony and Anthony Prestonese, John Sheeter, the Great White Shark, Paul Devacoli, and Amanda Graver, scaling 74 kilograms, Muay Thai, black, white and red, sizzling Steve Gatt. Steve Gatt. Reference instructions into the ring.
Okay, gentlemen, you both aware of the rules. You have no questions. Listen to my commands at all times. Touch gloves now in the last round. Good luck.
We're ready to get her on our third fight of the night, folks. It will be Steve Gatt from Team Ultimate in the red corner, Henry Thorpe from the Sting Gym in the eastern suburbs in the blue corner. Third man in centering will be referee Bryce Birtwhistle. We are scheduled for 3x2. Hope you're enjoying the action of this Ultimate Fight Night, coming to you from the Keilor Basketball Stadium. Good outside leg kick there from Steve Gatt. He does have the height and reach advantage over Thorpe.
Well, Steve Gatt is a very clean, good operator, tough boy. We'll look out for his leg kicks. He's got a nice big right round kick. And we'll use that one a lot.
Couple of jabs, leg kick there from Steve Gatt and the high left round kick.
Henry Thorpe coming from the Sting Gym. You can bet that he'll have a nice set of hands on him. He's looking to be boxing along quite tidily.
Henry Thorpe proudly displaying his Koori heritage on his trunks. You can see the Aboriginal flag on the rear right-hand side of the trunks. Overhand right there from Thorpe, and the left hook didn't quite find the mark. 50 seconds down here in the first round of action. Thorpe just launching the right round kick. Gatt goes downstairs and Thorpe checks the leg kick to the lead leg. Overhand right there by Thorpe. It really hasn't got the distancing on it.
Well, Gatt wants to be very wary of that one because Thorpe is looping in that right, overhand right, very, very tidily indeed. It's very fast and it's got a lot of power behind it. He gets his shoulder right behind it, rolls his hip nicely. So if it lands, it's certainly going to have a bit of kick behind it, a bit of force behind it.
Inside leg kick there by Thorpe, and then one to the guts. High right round kick to the head, and just a slip there from Steve Gatt. Gatt really launching some of the highest round kicks of the night so far. Most of the fighters in the past two fights, Cocopardo, Inglease, Palmer and Little, have gone to the legs. And there we'll see Steve Gatt doing the same to the lead leg. Henry Thorpe hasn't been phased by anything Gatt's thrown at him so far. Been a good solid first round, 1 minute 40 down. Overhand right was a wild looping one there from Steve Gatt.
Gatt trying one of his own. Both boys are just having a bit of a look at each other in this, the first round, trying to come up with a game plan, strategy, what have you, to work on from there. They'll get some sound words come the second round after this break.
Into the first round of action, Hronas, how do you see that one so far?
Pretty even Stevens once again. Gatt probably landing a couple of good solid kicks. They're going to score well for him, however. Thorpe is quite content to use his hand skills, but he's got to up his kicking rate, or else he's going to be outscored.
We're ready to roll into the second round of action. Steve Gatt out of the red corner, Henry Thorpe out of the blue corner. This one's scheduled for 3x2. Eastern versus Western suburbs yet again. They tie up over in front of the ropes now, right in front of our commentary position.
And just a quick thank you to all the sponsors of tonight's bouts, the Comstore, Powerwise, City West Fencing, GL Lee Real Estate, and D-Tarp Services. These fights and these events would not be possible if it wasn't for all the sponsors getting right behind it, and obviously Ultimate Promotions putting on another quality show with the help of their sponsors.
A bit of an ugly cut there, the left eyebrow of Steve Gatt, blood just streaming down his cheek. And Dr. Peter Lewis, the finest ringside physician in the country, just tending to that one. Hopefully they'll be able to stem the bleeding, but maybe Peter Lewis is looking, consulting with referee Bryce Purwhistle. It doesn't look too good there.
Result of a bit of a head clash, I'd imagine.
Dr. Peter Lewis still trying to stem the bleeding. Looks like they're going to stop it there, Hammer, and maybe go to the judges' scorecards.
I'll go to the cards. This one very unfortunate for Steve Gatt. He was starting to move well there in the first round, starting to put it all together, but it's going to go down to the scorecards and we'll see what result we come back with.
Basically, it was just an accidental head clash. The boys came together and went back in the corner. So we deemed a technical draw, yeah. About enough. Yeah.
So technical draw. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after 20 seconds of round 2, a technical draw. An accidental injury between Steve Gatt and Henry Thorpe. Just a bag of goodies. Okay, give both fighters a big round of applause and considering a technical draw. Caroline stoppage there. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday you would have seen Layla Ali in action. She is part of the big push for women in boxing across the world. In Australia we've got many great boxing champs, kickboxing champs, and the good news is that in the year 2004 in Athens, women participants will be certainly allowed in boxing, and there's a big push for martial arts kickboxing to be included in Athens 2004 to rival Taekwondo and Judo. Ladies and gentlemen, also we must say, we male generation that at the 27th Olympiad in Sydney Town and in the Paralympics. The women are beating the men hands down. Congratulations, ladies. Certainly, the ladies are setting the pace in international sport. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 rounds of women's kickboxing. This is in the bantamweight division. It's New South Wales versus Victoria. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome on my left, occupying the blue corner from Stanmore, New South Wales, with a mentor and her kickboxing father, George Bevans, part of the great Holly Burnley team. Ladies and gentlemen, last night she scaled 54.25 kilograms. Muay Thai trunks of gold, red with a touch of blue when you welcome Melbourne for the first time at 18 years of age, Gina Hamilton. Gina Hamilton. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, occupying the red corner with one of the pioneer ladies of boxing and kickboxing, world kickboxing champ, Australian boxing champion, Laura the Storm Skinner, in the corner. This young lady, a beautician by day, kickboxer by night. She is the South Pacific and Australian atomweight champion and Victorian featherweight champion. 10 fights, 8 wins. Tomorrow, celebrating her 23rd birthday from St Albans, wearing the sheet of trunks of black with a touch of white, red and blue. Muay Thai, the Leonardo, Joanne Falzon. Gina Hamilton, Bryce Whistle. Here we go. Let's get kickboxing on.
Okay, ladies, you're both aware of the rules. You have no questions. Listen to my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves now in the last round of the fight.
Well, all is in readiness for the next bout on our card. And what an ovation there for Joanne Falzon out of the red corner.
Well, Joanne Falzon, in my opinion,
Okay, coming up for round 1.
in my opinion, Joanne is probably the most underrated female fighter in the country today. She's a very, very good operator. She is short. She's always fighting much bigger and taller opponents. So she always has a big job ahead of her to overcome the reach and the height of her much taller opponents. But she's got a lot of heart, Joanne.
Up against the long legs of Gina Hamilton from the George Plallis stable. Of course, it's George Plallis stable, one of the most renowned female kickboxing stables in Australia. They produce such champions there as Holly Fernley and a number of others. George Plallis has also done a lot to try and help the ruling and regulations to get female boxing and kickboxing permitted in New South Wales.
Oh, there you go. Big overhand right there from Joanne Falzon. Just caught Gina Hamilton to the side of the left of her head, rather. And just she took a bit of a trip down to the mat.
Solid start this one from the Tornado, Joanne Falzon.
Joanne is going to want to be either out of range of those long arms of Gina Hamilton or in range where she can rip at the body and chop very closely at the legs.
Good down kick off the rear leg there from Joanne Falzon, then cracks away to the outside right thigh. Sticks out that probing left hand, then cracks away to the lead thigh. Those long legs of Gina Hamilton are the target so far.
Scoring well, Joanne Falzon to date, however. Interesting to note these 2 girls, neither of them wearing shin guards, as we saw in the earlier fight.
Beautiful high round kick to the face by Joanne Falzon. Here comes the Tornado. She's bowling a storm in centre ring.
Well, Gina Hamilton is rattled. She's looking a little shaky.
Just copped a taste of Joanne Falzon's foot there up to the cheek. Smack bang. There comes Falzon with a front kick, a real gut muncher.
Nicely timed front kick from Falzon. She's working that round kick in well underneath. In turn, Gina Hamilton's working her front kick very cleanly as well, Michael. And there's a nice
round kick. It could be all over now. Yes, it is. It's a technical knockout victory, a stoppage there for Joanne Falzon.
Joanne just whipping it in right off the lead leg. Bryce Whistle just calling the fight off, and that's another well-deserved victory to Joanne Falzon. She is a very, very solid campaigner. Laura Skinner, the new world champion, Laura Skinner in the corner. And with preparation and training partners like Laura, Joanne can do nothing wrong when she gets in the ring. She is someone we should keep a very close eye on, and for her small stature, she has a very big heart and also a big reputation to come, I believe.
A very good stoppage here. How about a big round of applause for Gina Hamilton, only 18 years of age. She came in the Lions Den, and it was going to be a tough ask against triple champion Joanne Falzon. Okay, the author and amateur boxing star, Nisha is going to come in into this to present the goodies on behalf of equality, gender equality. Nisha, there you are, that's one bag of goodies each. That'll be for the young lady, Gina. Okay? Yes. Okay, we'll get the official meeting, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Angela. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute 50 seconds in the round one. Bryce Bevans will stop the contest. Your winner, the Leonardo, Joanne Falzon. Gina and George, come on, another big round of applause for Gina Hamilton. Okay, congratulations. Joanne, look away. You got your book here, okay. Joanne, come on, give Joanne a big round of applause. Business lady by day and a martial arts chef by night. Joanne, you spoke to Stephen Mill, there's a feature story in the past few days in the Sunshine Advocate or Keilor Messenger about you going to celebrate tonight with a birthday wish tomorrow. So congratulations.
Thanks, Howard. I'd like to thank Stephen for that. All my friends are here and we're just going to play tomorrow, so it should be good. I'd just like to thank Johnny for all the hard work he always puts into all of us, and all the guys and Laura and that in the gym. So I'd just like to thank everyone and my family and friends.
Beautifully said, Joanne, real lady. Yep. Bishop, before we have a short break, and it says Bruiser, tell us about it.
Well, it's a book about a female boxer and interesting things that people say about it. And there are a lot of characters that everyone know about in the book, like Laura and Amanda Buchanan of the Underworld Gym. Dave Hitchcock, I see, is there for you to train Amanda. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of familiar names in there for people frequent boxers and boxers, including yourself, Howard. You're in the book.
Thank you, Commissioner. When can people catch up with you and talk to you about the book tonight? Whereabouts? On our right or left? Behind us, okay?
Good room, good buddies. I feel great, man. I feel great! I don't know, man. I hate my father, I hate my life. But I feel great, man. You guys are great. I'm gonna go take a bite.
Okay.
Tony Marichel and Carl Jenkins assisting John Gina in the red corner. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a light heavyweight contest. It's Warrnambool versus Melbourne Town. Ladies and gentlemen, when you welcome on my left, occupying the blue corner from Adrenaline Gymnasium in Warrnambool, with Richard Walsh getting 79 kilograms in this partly Muay Thai fight, where knees are permitted. Ladies and gentlemen, one kickboxing match wearing black fronts with white pipage. Would you welcome to Melbourne Town for the first time, Jason Moore. And across the ring, making his debut under the big lights here on the Ultimate Kickboxing Fight Night. Ladies and gentlemen, John Gina, fresh from that big wedding last night, John, from North Fitzroy, wearing blue trunks, Muay Thai, with a touch of white. Ladies and gentlemen, skating 79.20 kilograms, and all welcome for Steve Rattell. Your referee in charge of the action.
Well, Graham Retel giving the last minute instructions to both men. He's got beautiful ring girl displays around the ring handle. I know you like that.
Ring girls, premium quality, ultimate ring girls, ultimate promotion.
Very nice quality indeed.
They're doing it well, the ultimate boys. The matchups have been superb. The ring girls have been even better. And ultimate promotions, what can I say? Always first class from them.
Time for number 5. Fight number 5 in our card here tonight. Steve Rattell out of the red corner. Jason Moore from the Richard Walsh stables in Warrnambool out of the blue corner. Rattell lines up the big leg kick and cops a front kick to the midsection.
Maybe a little telegraphic there from Rattell. Moore, nice time front kick. Worked it well. He's got the height and reach advantage, Jason Moore, and he intends using it by the look of it. Good to see Bob Jones, the founder of Aussie Kickboxing, sitting ringside. This fight with knees, modified Thai rules.
Rattell going to the canvas early on here, only 25 seconds down in the first round. Referee Graham Retel applies a standing count. Jason Moore from Warrnambool has come out smoking here in the first. Launches another high front kick off the rear leg. Inside leg kick there from Rattell. Another inside leg kick from Rattell, then fires off the right hand to the jaw. Moore just clipping them there with the short right hand. Rattell comes over the top with an overhand right. Misses with the front kick.
Rattell lifts his chin dangerously high when he punches. He's going to have to be wary of that one.
Inside leg kick there from Rattell. Moore almost got him there with the right uppercut. Moore just dancing around the outside of the ring. Sweeping leg kick there from Rattell. Nice round kick to the ribs off the rear leg there from Jason Moore. Rattell responds with one of his own, then digs away the right hand to the breadbasket. They tie up and start working the knees early on. A good one there to the midsection from Rattell. Moves with another cranking leg kick. Here comes big Steve Rattell.
Rattell actually hurt Moore with that knee to the midsection. Stunned him.
Rattell's gone down to the canvas again. Might just be a... No, it is going to be a standing count applied by referee Graham Retel. The second standing count for this round on Steve Rattell. Rattell may be a little unfortunate to have gone down twice in this round. Just looks to his corner. Johnny Shooter shouting all sorts of instructions. A weary Rattell now returns to the combat zone. Right-left combination there from Jason Moore.
Well, these boys letting it all go.
And Moore just slaps him on the chin. Connects with a nice left hook. Rattell forced to cover up in the blue corner. Oh, good right hammer from Jason Moore. This one's away. It's good night over.
I tell you what, they were going at it hammer and tongue. Absolutely no one was willing to back down.
Well,
especially Steve Rattell. Steve Rattell was standing there trading leather with Jason Moore. Jason Moore just got the ace in that little encounter.
He planted him like a tree with a big right hand. Jason Moore.
Neither fighter taking a backward step. And I tell you what, Jason Moore from the Richard Walsh stables down in Warrnambool, he's come in probably the underdog, but he's done the job. Nicely timed front kicks, his hands coming in well. If he learns to tuck his chin, he's going to be a very neat package indeed. Jason Moore from Warrnambool. Steve Rattell, a lot of vigour, came in, really loaded up his kicks. Maybe a little too telegraphic, but nevertheless also a very tough customer. Both these boys giving it their all. You've got to love that.
Muay Thai kickboxing, Jason Moore, Steve Rattell. Can you get more explosive action in one round?
Howard, that fight was the first fight for both these boys. What can I say? You saw it there. It's an exciting sport, this kickboxing. I'll just put you onto Howard for the decision.
Thank you, Paul. Right on the bell of the first round, round one. Would you believe your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Moore from Waterville. Have a big round of applause for Steve Retel. It takes two to make that sort of action. Congratulations, guys. You brought the crowd alive. Well done, Jason. That's yours. Congratulations. Okay. Steve Retel, gee. Bad luck there, Steve. It was a two-man. Go on, give Steve a big round of applause. He leaves centering. He came to fight. But Jason, wow. You two guys who came out, talk about a train off the rails. You went bang, 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 up and down. It was explosive.
They were so, boss, give your hands a good go, and that's about it.
Well, what do you think of this big smoke of Melbourne town?
Well, they'll be back again.
Okay, Jason Moore. He'll be back with Richard Walsh. Richard, come across. Richard, I received a call. I used Stephen Peck's phone to phone the Master Blaster Hronas. He just rang through a few moments ago to say he might have lost him sitting down, but he's ready and willing for a big match with you. When's that coming up?
November the 19th at Festival Hall. A lot of you people that follow the Ultimate shows will remember I got up here a few months back and said I'd fight Lester. Well, I'm still prepared to fight him. I take my hat off to him. I reckon he's doing a really good thing for kickboxing. And yeah, I'll get me shot in 4 weeks and hopefully it all comes off and I'll do the job.
Good luck. Richard Walsh from Waterville against Lester Ellis in 4 weeks at Festival Hall. Welcome a lovely lady just to come and sit ring and take a bow. World Aerobics champion and a lady who's ridden 210 kilometres in the Bayside cycle race, or you don't call a race, do you? Okay, when you welcome to centre ring, World Aerobics champion, the lovely Sue Stanley. Sue Stanley to come in and take a bow. Gosh, talk about a tired lady. Sue, how did you go as a kickboxer, Muay Thai or conventional style?
I'm surprised, especially with girls that were just out there. The pounds that they had pretty fine age, and that match there was just, I don't know, it's just I was just standing back and just the power that was coming at me. It was pretty scary. So I don't think I like myself as a kickboxer.
Sue, you had a race and fitness centre, but you're changing your lifestyle and your business opportunities.
Yeah, I'm putting together a health and fitness website at the moment, so people will be able to get customised health and fitness and diet nutrition programs. So that's taking up a lot of my time. And today I opened something for charity, the Smith family, which is sponsorship for that. And we did around the bay today, 210k on a bike. And I can tell you, I'm going to go home and have a spa.
Okay, the lovely Sue Stanley. Give her a big warm welcome here to the Keilor Stadium. The traditional ramboy, in keeping with the custom of good luck, good grace, and good sportsmanship to your opponent. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of our feature attractions. 5 rounds of Muay Thai knees kickboxing. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome on my left, originally from the Golden Valley, now living in Cocopardo, working with former kickboxing world champ and one of the pioneers of women's professional boxing in Australia. With a great photograph in the Herald Sun during the week, Amanda the Cannon Buchanan, working with Steve Stedbold Stroke Leach. Ladies and gentlemen, standing 62.65 kilograms, Muay Thai blue, whites with a touch of red. Would you welcome Ben Smallen? Occupying the red corner with Julian Tiger, Mike Copan, former Kiwi, great Don Miller in the corner from Melbourne Martial Arts Centre, scaling 65.10 kilograms, wearing the skull and crossbones and silver trunks. He is the former Australian and Victorian ISCA middleweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, when you welcome Goran Danilovic. 5 rounds, grand winner.
Well, all is in readiness for the next fight on our card. And the action's really starting to heat up now. Goran Denilovic out of the red corner from the Melbourne Martial Arts Centre against Ben Smallen from the Underworld Gym in the blue corner. This one's scheduled for 5x2 with knees. We saw the traditional ramboy performed by Goran Denilovic before the fight.
Well, it was a nice tidy version of the ramboy from Denilovic too. Denilovic now training out of Melbourne Martial Arts. Talking to him recently at Pinewood Fitness Centre, where he was throwing some weights around, and he was very, very happy with the progress of his training and how his fighting style has come along. He's changed a little bit, obviously now fighting with knees. It's going to be interesting to see how he comes up against a very accomplished knee fighter, Ben Smullens.
Smullens, of course, with world champion Amanda Buchanan in his corner from the Underworld Gym. Don Miller and world champion Mike Cope in the corner of Goran Denilovic. They tie up for maybe the first knee exchange of the fight. There it is, the first one off the right knee from Goran Denilovic. Spins Smallen around, right in front of our contrary position against the ropes.
Both boys are just going for the knees to the ribs. They can go for the knees to the thighs, obviously, and cork up the thigh muscles with those knees. Also heel kicks to the calves. Modified Thai rules, that's allowed.
As is with most Thai fights, you'll find that the fight will start at a slower pace and build up as the rounds progress. A real feeling up process here in the first round. 1 minute 10 down, this one's scheduled for 5.
Denilovic very quick with his hands. He'll probably have a better boxing skill than Smallen, but Smallen will have a tighter grappling and knee strike.
Quick right hand to the jaw there from Goran Denilovic, and nice knee to the midsection from Ben Smallen. Another one there from Smallen, just getting into the upper right rib cage and cracking away leg kick off the rear leg from Denilovic.
Both these boys have campaigned outside of Victoria. Denilovic fresh from a victory, I believe, in WA, and Smallen obviously a little unlucky in Japan, but nevertheless it's all good experience for him, getting out of Victoria and moving into state and indeed overseas.
Good sweeping leg kick. He caught the rear leg of Denilovic and swept out the supporting leg to Ben Smallen. A very good technique, that one. And that'll score well for him on the judges' scorecards. Denilovic with the push kick off the rear leg. End of the first round of action, Hannah. How do you see it?
Well, a good even first round. Both fighters working solidly, and they're powering up and everything right from the start. Denilovic, if he can get his hands happening as well, he's going to probably be able to catch Smallen. But Smallen, in turn, he's going to want to cut the hand skills of Denilovic out and go the grapple and the knee strikes. So that's the way I see it panning out the first round even, and we'll take it from there.
The CON store, 161 Nicholson Street, Mel, Footscray. The next kickboxing tickets by your mobile phone, $17 in free calls per month, free case, free car charger, free car holder. Get your kickboxing tickets and mobile phones from the CON store, phone 132040. Seconds out, round 2.
Referee Graham Waddell about to get us underway in the second round of action. This one's scheduled for 5. Goran, Denilovic and Ben Smallen. We're underway in the second round. This one under modified tie rules with knees, no elbows. Smallen opens up to the straight right round kick combination. Good leg hit to the lead thigh there from Smallen. Again, catching the rear kicking leg of Denilovic and sweeping out the supporting leg. Twice he's executed that now.
That's a nice takedown from Smallen. He's very quick. He can catch those round kicks and sweep. He's worked that technique to perfection almost. He's a tough
left eyes. There with a beautiful left hook. Denilovic charges after him. Ben Smallen was rocked in the centre of the ring with the left hook.
And he's going to hold on now, Smallen. That's clever tactics from him. As soon as you get hurt, what do? You hold on.
Denilovic just powering him back into the red corner, chops away at the legs.
I'll tell you what, Ben Smullens, he's one tough cookie. Very busy fighter this year too, Smullens.
Very busy indeed, Ben Smallen, as the hammer said, fresh back from fighting Kensaku Maeda over in Japan. Inside leg kick was well checked there from Smallen. Looking to launch that knee off the right leg with Denilovic. Smallen just ties him up.
So Danilovic looking also a picture of perfection. He's working his technique well, he's grappling hard, and he's putting it all together as well, Danilovic. He's looking very solid indeed.
They tie up over in the red corner, good knee there in the midsection, and another off the left knee from Ben Smallen.
This is where Danilovic could probably start kneeing a bit lower. He's continually trying to get the knees up to the ribs. The thigh area is also the big target there, and you see fighters the likes of Brett Dalton, and I remember the big fight he had with Ilaz Elshani. Obviously Ilaz a lot taller, but as soon as Dalton got in the clinch, he was really banging away at the thighs of Elshani with those in-tight knees, and that could be a bit of a good game plan here for Danilovic as well.
Straight right round kick combination there from Ben Smallen. Smallen's come on stronger here in the second round. Denilovic probably up in the first round, up a bit quicker than Smallen did. How do you see it so far, Hammer?
It's still even, but Smallen probably with a nice knee attacks, he's going to score some points, but obviously there was that drop that Denilovic almost, sorry, not a drop, but he did tag Smullens with that left hook. And Smallen would have been in a bit of bother if Denilovic could have jumped on him and put 2 or 3 punches on the end of that one. But it's panning out even. There was no count, so on the scorecard anyway, she's going to be really close.
Mr. Carl Jenkins, good evening to you, Carl.
We're ready for action in the third round. Goran Denilovic out of the red corner, Ben Smallen out of the blue corner, another finely matched bout. Brought to you by Ultimate Promotions, Paul DeMaccaulay, Johnny Sheeter. Inside leg kick just misses the target there from Denilovic. Ben Smallen does find the target to the inside left leg, so Denilovic decides to go high. Smallen just smiling at him, checks the low kick. Sweeping leg kick there from Ben Smallen. Denilovic replied with a cracking left hook. Dropping the right hand down to the midsection, Smallen, then coming up high. Smallen saw the kick coming again. Very quick combinations tonight from Denilovic, Hammer.
Denilovic is quick, and Smallen in turn is also very quick. Both these boys are, they're showing their experience, that's for sure. They're very, very tidy. Good display from both the boys. Very tough customers, both of them.
Front kick to the midsection there from Goran Denilovic. Inside leg kick didn't find the target for Smallen. Solid third round again.
I'll tell you what, Denilovic has got that lightning fast lead left hook, and Ben Smallen is really going to have to look out for that one.
Beautiful straight right hand there from Denilovic, caught him.
He's very quick in the hand department. Goran Denilovic, very, very accomplished boxer, putting it together well.
Just checking the low kick from Smallen. Good right hand, uppercut combination there from Ben Smallen. The sweat just flew off the brow of Denilovic. He nods his head and says, yep, you tagged me.
Smallen comes back with nice hand techniques of his own.
Snappy jab there from Goran Denilovic, then caught him again with the left hook. He's caught him a couple of times. High left round kick from Denilovic. A lot of power, and Denilovic with a mouse under his right eye.
Yeah, he has been caught, and he's got a bit of a clot there under the right eye. They're going to have to go to work on that in the break. Hopefully it won't affect the vision out of his right side too much, which it could be danger time off that lead leg for him to spot the lead leg of Smallen, rather.
End of the third round of action. How do you see it so far?
Well, a great match-up once again. Ultimate Promotions, Paul Demacoli, Johnny Skeeter. They've matched these fights, and this card a treat. And this is no exception. Goran Denilovic, Ben Smullens. That round very, very close once again. Good hand techniques traded. And this one is just panning out to be an even match-up. I'd have to say Goran has probably tagged Smullens a little bit more with the hands. Smullens going to have to even that up by coming back with some knee strikes to bring his score back a little more.
Services, the apartment Rickers and Bell Street Sport.
We move into the fourth round of action, the penultimate round of action. This one's scheduled for 5. Referee Graham Waddell gets us underway. A good even fight so far as Ben Smallen drops the right hand down to the bread basket. Now you can see the pace really picking up here in the fourth. They tie up in the neutral corner. Smallen and Denilovic both working the knees. Denilovic still going to the rib cage. Nice one there off the left from Smallen, and then one off the right. Spins him around on the ropes. Front kick up to the face there from Smallen off the left leg. Denilovic tried to launch the right round kick, and Smallen caught it, tried to sweep out the supporting leg. Inside leg kick from Denilovic. Smallen fired off the right hand. Right hand again, not getting through the guard of Goran Denilovic.
Denilovic waiting a little too much now. He's letting Smullens just advance on him a little too much. Tidy left hook from Denilovic, found the mark.
Denilovic has caught him probably 4 times with that left hook throughout the entire fight so far. Each time he's hit him on the button.
One thing that does worry me is Goran does stop, and he just basically waits for Smallen to unload. He can't stop just as he's doing there. He's counter fighting, probably a little bit of a dangerous thing to be doing against a fighter of the caliber of Ben Smallen, because he's working high-low very well. He's bringing his knees in quite tightly as well. So I'd say Goran should be moving around probably a little bit more.
Ben Smallen doing a good job of catching the kicking leg. Just couldn't get to sweep out the supporting leg on that occasion. Step up round kick off the lead leg there from Denilovic. Nice uppercut there from Ben Smallen. Denilovic just misses by millimetres with the straight right hand.
Nice jab coming by the way of hands from Smallen. He's got the reach advantage, but he's really not using it nearly enough. He should be firing his hands out a little more.
1-2 there from Ben Smallen. Denilovic slowly backing himself into that red corner. Now he comes out of it, leads him with the front kick. End of the fourth round, Hammer. We've got one more to go.
I tell you what, they're showing a great array of technique. Both these fighters, they've got it all. They've got the hands, they've got the legs, they're catching the kicks. Well, Smullens is catching the kick. You know, Danilovic's powering through with his leg kicks. It's really a very, very good contest. Technically, both boys working very, very cleanly. And this is what you want to see a lot more of. And as I've said, Ultimate Promotions bringing you the best fights, and this one here is no exception. Ben Smallen's probably scored a little bit more in that round than Goran, so he may just inch ahead on the scorecards, but there's nothing in this one. This one's coming right down to the last round.
Couples welcome phone 9375.
We are ready to rumble in the 5th and final round. It's been a good solid 4 rounds so far. Both men touch gloves and we'll be underway. Smallen opens up with a 1, 2, 3, 4 punches. The final one was an uppercut, sticks out that probing left hand, then a leg kick. Good busy start here so far from Ben Smallen.
Well, they both know they've got to finish strongly to seal this fight up.
Just falling short of the target with those punches, Goran Denilovic. Smallen getting through the guard with that probing left hand again. Just checks the low kick, comes through with the right hand. Sweeping leg kick missed the target from Smallen. Very, very quick hand speed Denilovic has.
especially that lead left hook, as I've said, works very, very quickly.
Good catch again there from Smallen, scooping up the supporting leg of Denilovic. He's done that well so far throughout the entire fight.
And you've got to score that as well, the takedowns, the catching and the takedown. You know, it's got to be a scoring technique as well.
Smallen drops the right hand to the body, then comes over the top of the left round kick. 1-2 there from Danilovic, neither one really found the mark. Goes downstairs to the lead thigh. Inside leg kick, right hand combination there from Goran Danilovic from the Melbourne Martial Arts Centre. Left hook, right hand combination. Smallen now needs to respond, digs away to the body, misses the target. Good outside leg kick there from Danilovic. Goes for the inside left leg, just missed it on that occasion.
He's a little busier now, Denilovic. He's not waiting as much. He's starting to initiate a lot more, just as he did there, and that's going to work for him.
Nice round kick to the ribs there from Goran Danilovic. Smallen replied with a straight right hand. Bit of a cat and mouse tag game here in the fifth and final round. It's been a very intriguing fight so far. Round kick just misses the target. Smallen comes with a straight right hand.
Both boys starting to tire a little now. Smallen dropping back a bit, and Goran not waiting as much, which has evened it out again. And
well, there it is, the end of the fifth and final round of action, Hammer. We go down to the judges' scorecards. How do you see it?
Well, that's the duration there. The fight's gone the distance, obviously, and I'd say Danilovic did finish the stronger in that the last round. Smallen probably taking the previous round. The others fairly even from memory. There's nothing in this one. It wouldn't surprise me if it's a draw. But I'll tell you what, if I had to lean one way, I may have to just lean towards the way of Ben Smallen, because he had some tidy takedowns, landed some good knee strikes. But there's nothing in it. I can't really separate him. But as I said, if I had to, I'd have to lean the way of the blue corner.
Archie and the chat team. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the scorecards, and we have today what we call a majority decision, or a split decision in the old vernacular. Judge Dave Hedgecock gave it 48-49 for Ben Smallen. Judge Ignatius Miscellaneous gave it 47-48 for Goran Danilovic. It's a very close decision. The final and deciding card by Bryce Birtwistle gave it 48-49 to Ben Smallen from the blue corner. Ben Smallen. You take that, Steve or Amanda. Thank you. Ben, that's your ingot. Thank you. Go away. Give Goran Danilovic a big round of applause. He only lost by a point or two. A very close match. To use an old expression, there was only the point of it all was really a point here and a point there. Congratulations.
It was a really close fight. Got to give it up to Goran. That was top end for him. And it was close. He broke in the second round, good ride. And had to worry over, but it's good. I just got to thank Amanda, Steve, everyone else came on. These guys have got me from it. They've got me doing some great stuff. They're the best trainers, and other ones now pulled out the long way. And I've really started to become really good this past year. I've gone to Japan, went to Queensland last year, and I've had some pretty hard fights, but it's all going good for me now. Also, I'd like to thank the pretty girl in the crowd there, Sarah. She's put up with a lot for me in the past for ages now, but it's been real good. You, babe.
Okay, you represent Ben Smallen, a big winner here tonight at the Keilor Stadium on the Ultimate Fight Night. Mr. Jerry O'Connor. Billy, I didn't realise Billy was your brother. Great boxing TV ringside favourite. Welcome back from Fiji, Jerry. Okay, our judges. Angela is our timekeeper. Judges are Ignatius Miscellaneous, Mr. Bomberland, saw Kevin Chitty at the City Olympics, Matt. Talk to him. And also Graham Waddell. When the bell tolls, the man who passes by slumber nights, no rest for the wicked, David Hedgecock. Gracie Dillon, Alvin Fight Night, John Sheena, Paul Delacolle on show number 24. Proudly present a New South Wales Victoria feature attraction. 3 rounds in the welterweight division. We welcome about that occupying the blue corner with Tom Sand and George Palolis in the corner. Proud to be in the ring at Bankstown earlier this year when this young man beat a top Kiwi fighter, Archer. He comes to centering with a record of 6 bouts, 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Scaling 66.30 kilograms. Red Muay Thai with white and a touch of royal blue. Would you welcome Mr. Risky Bobby Ristevski. Ristevski, New South Wales in the blue corner. And across the ring, he's just come from a delicate operation at one of Melbourne's leading hospitals. Ladies and gentlemen, scaling 68.10 kilograms, John Sheena, Anthony Prestonese Jr. in the corner. They dubbed him the Surgeon, Roy Hronas. Wearing green trunks with a touch of gold, red and white.
They've said Bobby Ristevski wears the shin pads. He should be used to that fighting out of New South Wales. And it'll be Bobby Ristevski out of the blue corner. The surgeon Roy Heronus out of the red corner.
Well, Ristevski looks to put on a little bit of weight since we last saw him. He looks to have moved up a division, but he's a very quick starter. He's a tough customer, Bobby Ristevski, as is Roy Heronus. A little unlucky in his last outing, but I'm sure he's ready to make amends for it here tonight.
Well, Roy Heronus looks pumped and primed in centre ring, and Bobby Ristevski, well, he looks so relaxed he might fall asleep here.
Round 1.
This one's scheduled for 3. We're underway in the first round of action. Third man in centre ring, the living legend Dave Hedgecock. Expect Roy Heronus to start hard and strong. Usually opens up very explosively. And look at the look of, I guess, lackadaisical look on the face and complacency of Bobby Ristevski. Here comes Roy Heronus.
Roy Heronus all over Ristevski like a cheap suit. He's just working solidly. A little too eager. Maybe he wants to just pick his shots a little tidily, not waste too much energy. But Heronus eager to get on with the job and hope for an early stoppage.
Nice front kick to the midsection there from Roy, the surgeon Heronus. Tracks away downstairs with the legs, a big thumping overhand right. Bobby Ristevski wears another right hand smack bang on the kisser. Beautiful right-left combination there from Heronus. Well, Heronus is spending everything he's got here in the first round. Ristevski still looks very relaxed. High right round kick didn't find the target for Bobby Ristevski from the George Plalla stables.
Heronus
just misses with the right hand. Heronus moves in now.
Well, he switches through as well. He goes from orthodox to southpaw and back to orthodox. He switches his fighting stance through Heronus. Ristevski fairly solid to date, taking a few good solid knocks. And you have to ask yourself, will Heronus spend all his pennies in the first round? He's got to also watch to get his kicks up a little higher, Roy Heronus.
Heronus continues to switch stances, the hammer just mentioned. Big thumping right hand, smack bang through the guard.
Crash straight through, nicely timed straight right there from Heronus.
Right hook, left round kick combination there from Roy, the surgeon Heronus. An overhand right was a wild one. Backs Ristevski into the neutral corner now. Inside leg kick to finish proceedings in the first round for Bobby Ristevski, but it's all Roy Hronas so far, Hammer.
Well, Hronas on work rate in that one anyway. He's taken the first round. That'll be a 10-9 round Hronas' way on my card. Ristevski, however, is, as I said, very tough, and he is just pacing himself. Look for him to come on strong in the next round, Ristevski, and so will Hronas, providing he's got enough fuel left in the tank.
Seconds out, round two.
We are ready to rumble in the second round of action. This one's scheduled for 3. Roy the Surgeon Heronus from the Sunshine Police Youth Gym out of the red corner. Bobby Ristevski from the George Plala Stables out of the blue corner. Third man in century, the living legend Dave Hedgecock gets us underway. It was an explosive start from Roy Heronus, but couldn't do enough to put Ristevski away. Good slapping outside leg kick there from Heronus. Heronus is a real ball of energy, just bouncing about in the centre of the ring. Snappy left hand, right hand combination from Heronus.
Interesting guard Heronus is employing. More of a boxing guard than a Thai fighting guard. But his hands are coming in from all angles, Roy Heronus.
Inside leg kick there from Bobby Ristevski. Heronus has him backed into the neutral corner, unloads the right hand, first to the head, then to the body.
Great body shots there from Heronus on Ristevski.
Oh, Ristevski planted his chin there with a nice straight right hand. Heronus turns him around and works the high left round kick.
Well, Heronus still clocking up the points and doing it well. But I tell you what, Michael, as I've said in all the other fights, what a great matchup from Ultimate Promotions. Paul DeMaccaulay, John Skidder putting on another excellent bout here.
Well,
all
Paul
first class.
Paul DeMaccaulay, one of the best matchmakers in the country.
Definitely so.
Really has his finger on the pulse with the whole scene. We've seen it again here tonight with a fantastically matched card. Wild looping right hand there from Roy Heronus.
And DeMacaulay's got fighters from Warrnambool, from South Australia, from New South Wales, from New Zealand. He's brought them in from all parts of the country and indeed overseas. So they're certainly not penny pinching, putting the money into the shows, Ultimate Promotions, and their number one goal is obviously to put on greatly matched bouts, which they are doing.
Into the final,
as they've done.
Final 15 seconds of this bout, or this round. Flicking high left round kick there from Roy Heronus. Didn't find the target. Comes through with a straight right hand now. Ristevski just moves forward on him now. Probing one with the left hand. Overhand right, didn't quite find the mark. Good leg kick there to the lead fight. Snappy left hand, right hand to finish him off from Bobby Ristevski.
Well, Ristevski coming back a little in the second round. It was still Hronas' way, in my opinion, but Ristevski showing that he's got a bit of a ticker and putting some nice combos together towards the end of the second round. We have one more round to go, and at this point on my scorecard, anyway, it's Roy Heronus just ahead.
We're about to get underway in the third and final round of action. Roy Heronus against Bobby Ristevski. It's New South Wales versus Victoria. Here we go, third round, still anyone's for the taking, though Heronus has been the busier of the two. He opens up like a house on fire again here in the third and final round. Beautiful front kick there.
Well, runners, we're going to have front kick a treat.
Inside leg kick, left hand combination, then the high left round kick from Roy Heronus.
Beautiful switch up round kick off the lead leg from Heronus. And again, and he brings that right hand straight over after it.
Heronus with the inside leg kick again. Just a set-up kick, really, to come over the top of that big lumping right hand. Inside leg kick there from Ristevski.
I don't know, but in my book, if Heronus was fighting anyone else in his division of this experience, he would have put him away by now. But Ristevski's a very, very tough boy.
Nice dropping right hand there to the breadbasket from Bobby Ristevski. Thumping right hand to the head there from Ristevski. Heronus will have to be careful of that one. Ristevski comes charging off the ropes again. From one side of the ring to the other, Ristevski's looking to put him away. They're going hammer and tongs in the centre of the ring.
Well, Ristevski knows he's got to win this round to have a showing on this card, on this fight, rather.
Bobby Ristevski's bringing it home strongly now. 1 minute 5 down here in the third and final round. Only 50 seconds to go. Ristevski just missing with the right hook. Popping off the jab again there, Heronus. Inside leg kick he takes. Outside leg kick was a chopper there from Ristevski. He's powering home now. Heronus responds with a slapping right hand.
There's some very, very powerful leg kicking there from Ristevski. That's going to have to take its toll on Hronas. You see him dragging his lead leg just a little now after he's been corked up with that big thumping round kick.
Oh, good left round kick there from Heronus. Ristevski now bringing on the pressure again. Just backs him against the ropes and loops over the overhand right. Dave Hedgecott separates both men. Snappy left hand again into the dying seconds now of this fight.
Oh, these guys are awesome, Michael. They're putting it all out, and they're really showing how much heart they both have.
Two crippling leg kicks there from Bobby Ristevski. End of the third and final round. This one's going to be an interesting decision.
Oh, that one's going to be close. I tell you what, Hronas started well once again in the third round, but Ristevski come back very, very strongly. But I'll give the two previous rounds to Hronas. So maybe Hronas just might have pipped him on the post. Good comeback by Ristevski, but it could be too little too late. And this one should and could go the way of the red corner.
Come on, show your appreciation. That was a tough winning contest. Bobby Ristevski from Sydney, Hronas from Melbourne town. George Spate, yes. You won't be kickboxing much in future, Joanne? Maybe he will. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards, and we have unanimous decision. All judges had identical scorecards. Judge Ignatius Miscellaneous, Graham Waddell, and Mr. T all had 28-29 for the red corner. Roy Hronas. Bobby, you take the medallion. Didn't Dave Hedgecott tell you to take it, did he? All right. Roy, that's yours. We'll talk in a second. Bobby, that's yours. Come on, give Bobby Ristevski a big round of applause. He only lost by a point, was desperately close. Congratulations, Roy. Roy, a bit of sort of pent-up anxiety there. You came out pretty fast and hard, I suppose, after your last loss to a very experienced bureau sim seeker at the casino. You wanted to get back on the winning form.
Yeah, it's not easy being here. I've only been fighting for 9 months. Still not comfortable with fighting for that capacity crowd. Johnny, Claudia McCauley, always helping me, all the boys supporting me, my cousins, my family. I'd just like to thank the audience and my friends for coming out to support me. It's not easy being here. I train pretty hard, but I love you all.
Did a great job. The surgeon, Roy Hronas. And Paul, their 24th show had the total program of 11 fights and even more, all locked in for at least 6 weeks. Renai Bevans came from New Zealand, ready to fight Reina Mako, one of our feature attractions, women's boxing. But yesterday, Reina not accepted, but went down with a serious illness, a virus. She could not make it to the place of the fight, so Renai Bevans flowed in from Waikato in New Zealand, and tonight she's going to go through a no-decision contest with unbeaten Amanda Griever. But I'd like to welcome the second ring, unable to fight, but here tonight to be part of the show, unbeaten kickboxer, boxer, leading the women's charge in both disciplines, Reina Mako. From the Wallflower Restaurant, model, boxer, kickboxer. Not feeling so crash hot, but here tonight, come on, give Reina a big welcome to the center ring. None of these guys will help, so I'm going to come across. Pinky and Billy are not watching. Reina, you would have liked to fight a fellow New Zealander, but not feeling so well.
No, unfortunately I got sick last week, so it was pretty bad. I trained hard. But I'd like to thank everyone who came to support me and my trainers, and I'll be fit and healthy in a month when I fight Ryan and economies. It'll be good, 24.
Good luck. Okay, Reina, what an elegant lady she is. She'll be back November 24. Yes, thank you guys. Okay, Amanda Griever won a Victoria's own on being a women's world boxing champion. The wild thing, Sharon Angelos, winning a world championship in the United States. We won the center ring, unbeaten Amanda Griever. Part of Team Ultimate. We won the center ring, Renai Bevans. Jack Collins, you'll be back, won't you, Jack? You coming back? Peter Bishop, good evening to you, Peter. Welcome back to Melbourne town. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome in the blue corner a lovely lady I met for the first time when you fought on a Michael Vukovic Sting Fight Force show at Springvale. Then we went to Sydney town the next night. Ladies and gentlemen, from Waikato Muay Thai Gymnasium, New Zealand, 23 years of age. She is the New Zealand super lightweight and super featherweight South Pacific champion. Would you welcome, with a record of 10 bouts, 8 wins, Renai Bevans. With her mentor, Peter Bishop. And across the ring, the fastest rising young lady on the national amateur boxing and kickboxing scene. 3 bouts, 3 sizzling wins. Part of Team Ultimate, Amanda Griever. The Rock.
Well, since referee Dave Hedgecock will call both women to the centre of the ring, this one a no-decision demonstration bout of boxing. Out of the blue corner, Renai Bevans from the Pete Bishop Gym in New Zealand came here to fight Reina Mako, but Reina Mako pulling out due to a case of the flu. And Amanda Griever on, well, 24 hours notice stepping in for this demonstration no-decision bout. I won't go too hard at it, just putting on a bit of a show here for the crowd. Look out for the fancy footwork on the young gun, Amanda Griever. One of the most talented female fighters I've ever seen, and also an up-and-coming stunt woman. Look out for her on the movie scene, perhaps on the Hollywood action scene in years to come. We've seen Amanda Hammer, of course, do a number of stunt demonstrations at some of the big shows at the Crown Casino. And I do think she will be the next, well, the female Jackie Chan of the future.
I'm sure that she has a great future, a lot of opportunities, and hopefully doors will open for her. She's a relatively young girl and someone who has a lot of talent, very agile, moves very quickly as we're witnessing right now.
Of course, in the ring, she's had 2 kickboxing fights for 2 wins. Last time out was in February against Emma Kavanagh. What a great fight that one was at the Crown Casino. Amanda took that one on points. Yeah. And of course, has had 1 boxing fight for 1 win as well.
Exactly. And Emma Kavanagh, more a boxer than a kickboxer, so she pretty much beat her at her own game on that night.
They'll only go at it probably for a couple of rounds here in no decision bout. Here we go in the second round of action. Renai Bevans tipping the scales at about 68 kilos. Amanda at the moment tipping it at around about 62.
Bevans looks a lot heavier.
Amanda fighting out of her weight division, just stepping in here just to move around with Renai Bevans. Bevans having come all the way from New Zealand, and it'd be a shame if we didn't get to see a little bit of her tonight, although it's a non-decision demonstration bout. Good to see her back here in centre ring.
And Bevans southpaw, she's a lefty as well. They're always awkward to handle.
See the beautiful bobbing and weaving skills of the young gun Amanda Graver. As I said, a very talented, highly marketable individual, even if she has put her fight career on hold at the moment to concentrate on her blossoming stunt career. Recently made her first appearance on a television series based in Canada, where she actually fell 10 feet through a mine shaft hammer.
Oh, there you go.
Renai Bevans, of course, from the Peter Bishop gym. We will see Rueben James coming up against Nick Carroll later on, also from the same gym as Renai Bevans.
Well, the boys from Peter Bishop's gyms in New Zealand rather haven't had a lot of luck down under. Let's see if they can turn their tables on that.
There it is, folks, the end of the second round of action. And, well, they might go another one.
One more to go.
Still plenty of breath left in these 2 young women. Amanda Graver from the Sunshine Police Youth Dream with her trainer, Blitz Hall of Famer Johnny Sheeter in the red corner, world champion Laura Skinner. And in the blue corner from the Pete Bishop Gym in New Zealand, it's Renai Bevans.
Seconds out, third and final round.
They'll both touch gloves, and referee Dave Hedgecock will get us underway. Third round of this no-decision demonstration boxing bout. Graver with a straight right hand, ducks in there and drives a body rip.
It's been all Graver, even though it is a demo. She's just been constantly working and just peppering Bevans with flurries.
Amanda Graver is a marvellous technician, a real powerhouse as well. Such talent for a 19-year-old, folks.
Certainly if she doesn't compete in the ring as a fighter, that would be a waste.
Well, not necessarily, Hammer. More money to be made and a big career in stunts for this young girl.
I know a lot of people that are sitting at home waiting to see her on the screen, and let's hope it all comes together for her.
I'm sure it will as Amanda Graver fires off another straight right hand, just dancing merrily around the ring. She's enjoying it out there. Don't get us wrong, folks. She loves every moment of this. She's sparred a lot of the big names on the Victorian kickboxing circuit.
Also moves around with a lot of the lads as well.
Yes, spars quite often with Cenk Bayek and sparring initially with Barris Nazif. He's worked up a lot of them. There's into the third and final round, and a good applause there for Renai Bevans of New Zealand and Australia's own young gun Amanda Graver.
Yes, my word, we will. Okay, we're going to have something very special for you, so don't go away. Your in-guard from Sunny. Sunny, come across. Both ladies come to the centre ring. Very nicely done. Thanks, Renai. Okay, thanks, ladies. Thanks, Sunny. Good luck. Thanks, Renai. See you soon. Renai Bevans and Peter Bishop, give them a big round of applause. Look forward to you coming back and being an actual participant. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your seats. Ultimate Promotions, Mr. Paul Demicoli and Mr. John Sheeter, combined with Finest Incorporated and the Southern Jazz Centre, we would like to present to you a debut of Australia's hottest new music. Folks, get ready to rock. Get ready for Finest Incorporated. Rock you, shock you, and stop you with a new song knock you down. Let's hear the first incorporated at the Southern Jazz Center. Knock you down. Steve come across. Steve knows a fantastic new song and so much energy. Okay, tell us about it.
Well, Knock You Down is basically a motivational song, whether it's sport, business, school, career. If you really set your mind to it, you want to go for it. You know the outcome you want, like the chorus says, knock it down, go for it. And that's the message we want to put across to all the listeners here.
Who's the member of your group here?
There's 4 members in the group. There's myself, Nathan Beggs, my brother Robert, Jonas. These are the ladies from the Southern Jazz Centre, Jackie, Cherie, and Angie. Give them a big clap. So they help us out with performance of the song now.
Tell us about your group and how you got into music and creating this song with a real kickboxing, boxing flavour.
Well, I've been performing myself since the age of 16. I've done opera, theatre, choir, everything. I know, guys, but we've got to go through the motions of it all.
Come on, girls and guys.
Yeah, so I won't leave it too long, but just from a very young age, love music, love all sorts of music, and try to experience as much as I can to inject it into any performance or any sort of other music.
Okay, Pavarotti, watch out. Here we go, and just a finale. Okay, Steve?
Alright, here's a bit of opera. That's for the opera buffs out there.
Come on, big round of applause there. Okay, finest incorporated in the Southern Jazz Centre. Knock you down. Okay, we're going to have a short break, and we'll be back with our semi-main event and ladies and gentlemen, by way of explanation, last night at the official weigh-in at the Sunshine Police Gymnasium, Barry Nicolau and Tony Militek were there ready to rumble for tonight's prepared and proposed semi-main event. Barry Nicolau was right, Tony Militek was right, but this afternoon Tony and his team, Ivan Refo, ran through to say that Tony Hollywood Militek and his lovely lady, in fact only his lovely lady, was involved in a very serious car accident that necessitated an emergency mission to a hospital either at Werribee or Geelong. So we apologise on behalf of Ultimate, Tony Militek and Barry Nicolau were ready to rumble, but emergency situation led to that fight being cancelled. So ladies and gentlemen, we come now to our current semi-main event. Super middleweights in the ring at this time. It's South Aussie versus the Big V. Ladies and gentlemen, when you welcome in the blue corner with George Bindis, his mentor, from Elizabeth, South Australia, the home of Australia's great rock and blues singer, Jimmy Barnes. Ladies and gentlemen, last night's standing 72.15 kilograms. Wearing blue trunks with white piping with a touch of red stars. With a professional record of 4 bouts, 2 wins, 2 losses. When you welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Melbourne town for the first time, Darren Phillips. And across the ring, already one of the most eagerly sought after Team Ultimate Kickboxing Hotshots, scaling 75.5 3 rounds, super middleweights in the ring at this time.
Well, referee Graham Riddell about to get us underway. Last minute instructions here for our semi-main event. Evan Themelakis out of the red corner, the Johnny Sheeter Sunshine Police Youth Gym. And Darren Phillips from South Australia. This one's scheduled for 3.
Well, the absolute powerhouse, Evan Themelakis. Very, very much an up-and-coming fighter.
Comments from the former Australian Cruiserweight Muay Thai champion, Mark the Hammer Castanini ringside with myself, Michael Chavello. You're watching the Ultimate Fight Night brought to you by Ultimate Promotions, Johnny Sheeter, Paul DeMacaulay, a couple of the finest matchmakers in the country. Evan Themelakis, 2 dynamic KO victories from 2 kickboxing bouts. Can he make it 3 from 3 here tonight?
I believe Evan did have a spot of bad luck when he travelled over to Perth recently in the fight, however.
It was a conventional boxing contest, that one there for Evan. And who will ever forget earlier on in the year at the St Albans Sports Complex, Greenbank Sports Centre, when Evan knocked out Chris Indu in the first round with a stunning round kick to the head. And was just knocked down Darren Phillips here in the first round. Only a slip, says Graham Liddell, but I reckon Phillips has maybe been a little bit shaken here in the first stanza. Nice front kick to the midsection from Themelakis.
Very powerfully built fighter, Evan Themelakis. Big upper body. Lots of power in the shoulders and the arms, of course.
Phillips just overwhelmed so far by the power and the aggression shown by Evan Themelakis. Themelakis wades in the game with a body shot. Nice right uppercut, that ironclad uppercut. Phillips forced to cover up for dear life. Sweeps out with the leg kick, that'll be a count. And the crowd certainly love what they're seeing so far from Evan Themelakis, the gladiator.
Well, the South Australian now just intent on just covering, and that's not a good tactic to have against the fighter of the calibre of Evan Themelakis.
Darren Phillips has been stunned here in the first round. He's not a confident camper, boys.
Well, Themelakis, he'll go downstairs, upstairs. He's just not a headhunter. He's not, for a fighter of relative novice experience, he's very, very good. He puts
big right hand there. Themelakis might have robbed him again. The big right hand, the body shot, he goes down. Well, Phillips may be saved by the bell, but will he get up from it? No, it's all over, says Graham Riddell. It's another first round KO.
Well, it's a stoppage by the way of body shots from Evan Themelakis. And a great stoppage from him, just too much power for the South Australian. The South Australian is totally overwhelmed and outclassed here tonight. But Evan Themelakis, he is certainly going to be a force to be reckoned with. Just have a look out for him when he's got 10 fights under his belt. And he's going to be certainly something special.
Put your hands together for Darren Phillips. He came to fight. He was blown away, but Darren looked for him coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, right on the bell of the first round, your winner by knockout, the gladiator, Evan Themelakis. Evan, come across. Evan, the crowd response indicated you've got a tremendous following already. Yet you're young, only a new kid on the block, but certainly going well. Congratulations on another big win.
Thanks very much. It's the crowd that gets you going, mate. And without the crowd, I've said it before, there's no kickboxing. And try to keep them happy. That's why I perform. They're happy, everyone's happy. I'd like to thank Johnny, my trainer, Paul DeMacaulay, putting on a good show. All the mates, Thorpe Transporting Services, wherever you guys are, and everyone for coming.
Thanks, Evan Themelakis. Down, came across the Melbourne. You didn't know what to expect, of course. An audience, we've had a lot of good South Australian fighters here, but he just didn't give you a chance to get organised at all.
Yeah, I noticed the weight difference straight away. Just hit me with everything. Those few kilos, 3 or 4 kilos.
You'd like to come back again and to try a second time?
Yeah, come back. Go the distance, show you what I can really do.
Okay, Darren Phillips, he'll be back. Okay, never mind there, George. George Benitez. Johnny Sheeter, come across, John. Go on, give Darren a big round of applause in the left centre ring here. We're back from Elizabeth, South
Yes, mate, it's another big kickboxing show from the western suburbs. I'm just rapt that you all come out to support us. That boy Evan and Roy that you saw earlier on, both boys next March, we're putting them both on for state titles. Those boys look like they're going to come all the way. We've got a lot of young boys on the way up, and a lot of the older boys that are moving on, and girls, so it just keeps coming. The fighters keep moving along, and the trainers keep staying.
John, would you believe 24 shows tonight? 2 dozen. Does it seem like that?
Yeah, it does actually. Just like to thank Mr. Bob Jones tonight coming, and Steve the Dogs. I started when I was 14 years old with Bob up in Elizabeth Street there, and I'd just like to thank him for coming along. Make me happy to see him here tonight.
Beautifully said, John. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm handing over to Mr. Paul McCarthy. Equal congratulations. 24 big shows, and Paul's going to make a couple of very important announcements and presentations.
Firstly, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for attending tonight's event. There's a lot of sponsors that helped me put this together. You know, he's all on the bottom of that poster. There's lots of them at my table. I'd like to thank a couple of guests. I'd like to thank Mr. Bob Jones for attending to our show. I'd like to thank Mr. Graham Burke and his wife for attending this evening. I'd like to thank Mark and Michael from Blitz and a host of other people, Billy Hartman, Stephen Peake, Tony Tucasio, Sonny Schmidt. Just the list goes on. There's a lot of people that come to this event. Thank you one and all. The main event is coming up next. Just before that, it's time to prepare. I'd like to get Mr. Bob Jones into the centre ring. If he would like to come in and say a few words, it'll be a pleasure to hear him speak. Thank you. Mr. Bob Jones.
I've been away for a while, so there'll be a few new people here tonight going, who the fuck's that guy with the red hair? But I'm back again. I've been writing for the last 12 months. I'm writing a book about some stuff I did with some rock and roll bands a couple of decades ago. But there's some good stories there on the Rolling Stones and Fleetwood Mac and David Bowie, Joe Cocker, a whole bunch of bands that I toured with during the 70s and 80s when I was teaching Johnny. Between tours, he said he trained with me when he was a kid, and in between teaching Johnny Sheeter when he was about 14 years old, I was hopping around the world looking after rock and roll bands. I've written a book on it. It'll be released after Christmas, so I hope some of you put your head into it and have a good read, and it's a lot of fun. Besides that, everyone said it tonight, without kickboxing, without an audience, we wouldn't have kickboxing, and have a look at you guys here tonight. So thank you very much for supporting something I started in this country 25 years ago.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bob Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call up centering Mr. Michael Scavello and Barry Schnezif if he's in town. He's here somewhere, if you'd like to step up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to put you on to Mr. Michael Scavello.
Thank you, Paul. Congratulations firstly to Paul and Johnny on another fantastic show out here in the western suburbs. Really is great to see a fantastic crowd on hand here. And please give a big round of applause for our two-time world champion, Baris Nezip. Folks, on November the 19th at Festival Hall, super promoter Tarek Solak continues the rolling bandwagon of the K1 Oceania National Tour. And this time with the K1 Oceania Star Wars. You've seen the advertisements on International Kickboxer magazine, you've seen the posters, and the main event will feature the return of a man who we first saw in Australia 13 years ago, promoted by this man Bob Jones in 1987, and he's come a long, long way since there. A 7-time world champion, Stan the Man Longanides, will be back in town, and he'll be taking on the new up-and-coming heavyweight sensation Peter Graham, who is undefeated so far and around about, I think it's up to 18 fights now, Peter Graham. And last night in Sydney, Peter Graham launched the challenge at Stan the Man officially on Fox Sports and said if Stan calls himself the man, well, Peter calls himself the chief, and they're ready to get it on Sunday, November the 19th in the main event. In the semi-main event, it will be this man here, the two-time world champion, Baris Nezip, against one of Stan the Man's proteges from Greece, Michael Zambithis. Baris, how do you feel about facing the man from Greece?
Don't know much about him. He's obviously trained by Stan, and Stan knows what I'm all about. So I don't expect him to be no slouch. I heard that Stan says he's something special, so we'll see how special he is come November 19.
Now, of course, this one leads up to the big showdown next year against Lester Ellis. That's the world title showdown proposed for next March at Festival Hall against Lester Ellis. How do you feel about squaring up against the former 5-time boxing champion of the world?
Yeah, no problem. I said it before. His time was 10 years ago. It's my time now, and yeah, he'll be going down, no problem.
Let's give him a round of applause. Baris Nazem. Also, should mention that Lester Ellis will be fighting on Sunday, November the 19th against Richard Walsh from Warrnambool. Last night in Sydney, Lester Ellis went the distance against former WKA world champion Steve Douay. In my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions, Lester was very hard done by in the decision. He lost a 10-round decision, but in my opinion, and the opinion of my colleague Mark Castanini and a lot of us there last night, we think Lester Ellis had the goods and he beat Steve Douay over 10 rounds, and really a lot of credibility and a lot of respectability now for Lester Ellis. His legs were looking great, his hands were looking awesome, and you'll see him on Sunday, November the 19th, as well as the four-way threat. Four of Australia's best heavyweights duking it out. Chris Chrysopolides from the Sunshine Police Youth Gym, Phil Fagan, Gurkhan Ozcan and Paul Robinson. All four of them will be on show on Sunday, November the 19th. Hope you can get there for the K1 Star Wars. Thank you very much.
Lester Ellis has fought here. Harris, before you go, good luck, but congratulations on your great piece of detective work too recently, capturing that bloke who was in a runaway car from the Goulburn Valley. Barris, congratulations on that. Good luck. Baris Nazem and Big Michael Chavallo. Don't go away, we're coming back with our main event of the evening. Our judges for the main event, Mr. T, Graham Waddell, Bryce Bedwhistle. When the bell tells, for the first of 5 rounds, David the Rock Hedgecock is your referee in charge of the action. Ringside physician, Dr. Peter Lewis, Dr. Michael Brondo. I'm Howard Lee on behalf of Paul DeMacoli, John Sheeder. Thank you for your great support. 24 big shows coming to a finale. Ultimate Fight Night, Keilor Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, on the site where legends are made, the Keilor Stadium, where great fighters, including Lester Ellis, Tosca Petrides, the late Darren Hedgecock, and Tony Tocasio have been in action in center ring. Let's get ready to rumble with our main event of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, an international contest, New Zealand versus Australia. Would you welcome on my left, occupying the blue corner with Renai Bevans and Peter Bishop from Hamilton, Waikato, New Zealand. Last night he scaled 87.65 kilograms. He brings to center ring a record of 5 bouts, 3 wins, 2 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, wearing black with gold and a touch of red, would you welcome Rueben James Smith. Rueben James Smith in the blue corner from New Zealand, from across the waves. And across the ring in the red corner, part of the Melbourne Martial Arts Centre. He was a giant hit here last time. Ladies and gentlemen, scaling 87.70 kilograms. He is already the IKBF light heavyweight champion. Tonight aiming for the IKBF Cruiserweight Championship. Would you welcome the Special K, Kid Kara. Wearing blue trunks, white piping, Special K, Dave Hedgecock.
Okay guys, you both know what the rules are. Listen to my commands at all times. In case of a knockdown, you must go to the first news before I start the count. Do as I say, exactly what I say, won't have a problem. Good luck.
Last minute instructions there from referee Dave Hedgecock. We're about to get underway in our main event, folks. Michael Chiavello ringside with Mark the Hammer Castanini, and it's time for the Special K. Nick Kara out of the red corner from the Melbourne Martial Arts Centre.
Well,
Rueben James Smith of New Zealand.
you can bet Kara's going to start very, very quickly indeed. He's not going to muck around here tonight.
This one's scheduled for 5x2, the Australian title on the line. Kara, who's been a very popular fighter this year, in his debut year in the ring, opening up like a house on fire here in the first round. A volley of punches and kicks from Nick Kara. A nice turning back kick there from Rueben James Smith.
Well,
Smith
Kara
launches the front kick.
Well, Kara with those big chopping leg kicks, have a look out for them. He really chops down with those leg kicks.
Oh, Kara's all over him early on here, only 30 seconds down in the first round of action. Beautiful body.
Well, he's hurt him with a body shot.
He's hurt him now. Down goes Smith. Down he goes. Well, Nick Kara's exploded in the first round yet again. Rueben James Smith might not want to go on, folks. He got caught with one body shot.
Just hurt him with the body shot.
He caught him right on the floating ribs with the New Zealanders back up on his feet.
New Zealanders going to want to keep him off him now.
Kara on a demolition
straight
mission.
back on the top again.
James is going to go down. Rueben James Smith.
It's another
Dave
count.
Hedgecock will issue a standing count here to the Kiwi. Rueben James Smith has been totally overwhelmed here in the first round of action. Nick Kara has come out all guns blazing. Kara just moving around now, looking for the inside leg kick. Will he go the body rips yet again? He's going headhunting Nick Kara. He can sense a knockout victory. There are the body shots again. Smith's going to go down, folks. The New Zealander on rubber leg street at the moment here in the first round. 1.5 minutes down.
Well, the New Zealand's been totally overawed by Kara. The awesome power of the Special K1 is coming on strong.
He shot again, puts him down. That'll be it. That's all over. That's good night, Rain. Rueben James Smith took one body shot too many. It's another first round knockout for the Special K, Nick Kara.
Wow, who can stop Nick Kara? Who can stop Nick Kara? That is the big question. He's absolutely on fire. Well prepared. Melbourne Martial Arts Centre. Kara's down there working out and he's looking the goods. I tell you what, it's going to be a very, very tough man that stops the rampaging Nick Kara as he storms forward once again against the New Zealander.
Well, folks, there you have it from myself, Michael Chiavello, and my verbal sparring partner, the former Australian Cruiserweight Muay Thai champion, Mark the Hammer Castanini. Thank you for joining us ringside at Ultimate Promotions.
Ladies and gentlemen, Special K, Nick Cara.
This one.
The IKBF Cruiserweight Champion. Come on, a big round of applause for Rueben James Smith. What a tough ask it was. Don't go away, we're going to talk to Nick Cara. Okay. Bad luck there. Come on, Rueben, give Rueben James Smith a big round of applause. Rueben, he just didn't give you a chance to get organised, or he just couldn't get started.
Yeah, no, a bit in the belly. A little bit hard. Would have rather be punching the head.
Okay, hopefully you come back one day.
I'll be back, mate. I'll be back.
Okay, Rueben James Smith. Nick, when people say this sort of performance each time, they're not going to put opponents up against you. It's getting pretty grim. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, Rueben, tough boy. Wasn't thinking there for a second, but yeah, put up a good fight. I'd like to thank Paul DeMcCauley, Johnny Sheeter, Rueben, coming down for the fight. Yeah, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Marble Centre Exclusive, Genesis Property Management, Superglue Smash Repairs. Thanks for all you guys. Jobber Transport and all the boys over there. Everyone from Melbourne Martial Arts, my mum. And yeah, I'd like to thank my corner, of course, Don Miller, Nick Talakouris, Mike Cope, Julian, all the boys, Lee, everyone, mate, everyone as well. And also, for all the boys and one girl who came down for the journey from interstate, thank you very much. Here's to the Pepsi Challenge. Woo! Thank you.
Well, that's it. 24 big shows. Congratulations, Paul and John. Howard Lee saying protect yourself at all times. Hallelujah. God bless. Peace on earth. Keep punching. See you soon. Good night. Keilor Stadium. How about 3 cheers for Special K? Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Good night. Good night, night. Elvis has left the building. We're leaving soon. Thank you.